Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a special video, episode 3 of Ask Mona. I'm so happy to be receiving all of your questions. Please make sure that you guys comment below with any questions you want me to focus on for the next video, or if you can check out my Instagram. Usually every week or 2 weeks we post a question box for you guys to submit all your questions. So please share any questions you guys have. I want to make sure I cover all the ones possible. So today we're going to cover quite a few. Let's get started. How do you work on your self-confidence? I think self-confidence comes from a few different things. I think number one, confidence comes from really taking care of yourself. So whatever that means to you, whether it's like having your own rituals of self-care, of like grooming yourself, of nourishing your soul, whatever that means to you, you need to do that. I'll tell you guys what I do. I mean, I have a pretty solid routine where I exercise, I eat really well, I take time for myself every single day. I take at least 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, just to like journal, read certain things that I love, or watch a podcast. Like I'll do something that really makes me feel fulfilled and nourished. So those are things that I really love to do. Also, I think that a lot of self-confidence also comes from experience. So the more you experiment, the more you practice, the more you do things that are outside of your comfort zone, the more you're going to grow and the more confidence you're going to get. So you can't really get confidence by like flipping a switch. You get it over time, and it's like a muscle that's built. So do things that give you self-love and do things that give you experience. I think the combination of the two are going to give you that self-confidence. So the next question is earning more than your BF or your husband a deal breaker in a relationship? I definitely don't think it is at all. Like I've always felt, you know, maybe because I grew up with the mindset that I always had the intention of being independent. Like I never, you know, even though with my family, they were always kind of like, my parents were always kind of planting the seed of like, oh, you need to get married one day and your husband should take care of you. You know, that was kind of like my mother's mentality and kind of like the culture she came from. But for whatever reason, I've always had that intention of being super independent. So I never wanted to rely on a man. Thank God, because I'm single. But also, if I wasn't in my next relationship, if the guy didn't earn more money than me or the same money than me, I definitely wouldn't care. And I haven't cared in the past. I've dated guys who did not earn as much money as I do, not even a fraction. You know, I've been with guys who, you know, are doing okay, but not that great. And that was never like a reason for me to be with them. And I don't think it should be the reason why you're with anyone, whether it's being with a girl or a guy. You know, I think you need to make sure that the person's working hard and they're not lazy and they're not sloppy and they're not like irresponsible. But in terms of earning money, that should never be a reason why you're with somebody. So whether they earn less or more than you shouldn't be like a reason to be with them. And that's my personal belief and my personal values. I think you should really focus on what really matters, which is their values, honesty, loyalty, if they support you, if they have the same goals in life, if you guys have that chemistry, that connection. Money is one of the last things that you should be thinking about. But don't be with a guy who's broken, jobless, and irresponsible. Like, no. That is something like, if he has a bad year, it's okay. People do have a bad month, a bad 2 months, but if it's like he's been broke for like 10 years and he doesn't take responsibility and he's not like, you know, taking control of his life, that's something that I would run away from, because I can't be someone's mama. You know, you don't want to be a man's mom. Like honestly, I would be with somebody who is broke but not someone who's lazy, and there's a big difference. And there's some people who are rich but lazy, again, would not be with a person like that. I personally don't think that you have to, like, either party has to be financially independent. Like for example, if a guy needed to depend on me, would I be okay with it? Depends on the circumstances. And I think we're simplifying the matter too much. Like we have to dig into it. Like, why is he not financially independent? Can he at least cover his own expenses? Because at a certain stage in life, like, you know, if you're responsible, you should be able to at least cover your own cost of living, you know, or is he living outside his means? Is he in debt because he's trying to portray an image that's not real? Like, these are all things that I feel would be a huge turnoff for me personally, because I think it's somebody not living authentically to themselves. But at the same time, if he is broke because he's like a scientist trying to research a cure for cancer, sign me up. I would take care of him all day. I'd be like, okay, he's just passionate about something that doesn't make a lot of money, but it's a beautiful passion. So I think it's really about the details. Do I want to be financially independent? I've always wanted to be, I guess, because with my upbringing, I always knew that if I wanted anything beyond my needs, I had to provide it for myself. So if I wanted things I wanted, I had to get it myself. So I've always wanted to be independent. And would I be comfortable relying on a man? I don't think so, but at the same time, I think it's fine if you are, it just depends on the couple's values together. Like, they need to match. Don't be with a man who isn't comfortable taking care of a woman if he's not. You both need to match up. So the next question is, what do you do when your family isn't supporting your choices, but you know you're doing the right thing? This is tough. I come from an Arab family, and Arab families are really controlling, and they want to get involved, and they want to have an opinion about every single thing that you do. So I know it can get really tough when you have a very, opinionated family, and a lot of people have that, and especially Middle Eastern families. So I relate to this, but I also think that you should, if you know in your heart it's the right thing to do, be patient. I think they will eventually come along, and I think that you should do what you feel is truly right to your core. If sometimes we're blinded by certain things and we don't see what's right for us, I think give it time. Don't rush into any decisions. Don't rush into whatever it may be, whether it's like you want to go into a different career, or if you want to go get married, or like whatever it is, like you want to move across the world. Like, I don't know what you are talking about right now, but give it a little bit of time. And if it really feels like it's the right thing to do, truly to your core, you should do it. You should always do what feels right. Even if it's a mistake, you're going to learn from it, and you will grow. And hopefully your family will come along. And I think it's really important. People are finally changing where they understand, like, children are not property. Just because you have a child doesn't mean you own them. So I think that people are finally realizing they need to treat people like humans and spiritual creatures rather than property. And I think, if your family has the right mindset, they're gonna see that, you do have to do what you have to do. So until I feel I found the right partner, I'm not gonna get married. And I don't know if I want to have kids. It depends on me and my partner at that time. So you should never put this checklist that you need to fill out, because it's so depending on the situation. Just live your life. Don't worry about these checks and boxes. None of it's going to matter at the end of the day. None of us know how long we're going to be in this crazy world. So don't get attached to this facade that everybody talks about. They're all faking it anyway. I always wanted to have kids. I love children so much, so I did freeze my eggs. It doesn't mean I'm ever gonna use them, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have kids, but I liked it, having that kind of insurance of knowing I could, if I wanted to in the future, gave me some sort of relief and less anxiety. So I did it for that reason. Will I ever use them? I have no idea. I might never have kids. I might adopt, who knows, but it just made me feel more comfortable that if I choose to have my own in the future, I could. So if that will give you some relief, I recommend doing it. It gave me some relief, but regardless, don't put pressure on yourself. If you're meant to have them, if you're meant to get married, you will. If you're not, you're not, and you need to be okay regardless. And you will be okay regardless. It just depends on you accepting that you're gonna be on the right path no matter what. So the next question is how to balance everything in life. Number one, you gotta be okay that you're not gonna balance everything in life. Life is a dance, right? And the truth is, if you're gonna be working hard at one thing, super hard at one thing, something else has to give. So it's all about balancing what you wanna focus on at that time. For example, when I was focused so hard on getting fit and losing weight, other things had to be sacrificed, which meant my sleep, a little bit of my work time too, because at the time, I am a workaholic by nature. So before that, I was working 18-hour days, literally from when I'd wake up to when I sleep, no joke. I would work from when I opened my eyes to when I fell asleep. So I had to sacrifice some of that working time to dedicate time to my health. Recently, this whole year, I've been so focused on Kayali product development and Kayali content and everything, which means something else had to sacrifice. So it's balancing what you want to go hard in at the time. But what I recommend is pick 4 things you want to have in your life as a priority. As an example for me, it's right now, my health. I want to make sure I train almost every single day. I want to eat well and sleep well. I want to work. I work really hard, and I have majority of my day dedicated to work. And the last one is I want to be able to spend time with my family. My parents and my family are very important to me. So those are my 4 things that I make sure I do all the time. Other things have to kind of like come here and there. They're sprinkled in. Like I get to see my friends every now and then. I get to go out every now and then. Even pre-COVID, it was every now and then. I get to spend time watching movies every now and then. Like, you know, you got to pick what your priorities are and give them majority of your time. So I think it's just important to understand that things will never be like 2020. Like, you've got to break up your time, pick your priorities, and try your best to schedule and plan for you to fit every single thing that's important in. I'm a big believer in calendars and like scheduling everything in. Like literally, I schedule in when I get ready for bed. I schedule in my shower time. Like everything's in my calendar. And it's so incredible, like when you actually do stick to your calendar, how efficient it makes you, how productive it makes you, and how you end up ticking all those boxes you want to tick because it's been in your calendar. And also it's a lot easier to put everything in when you map it out by like hour or half hour, you know? So use tools like your calendar to really fit as much in that you can, and pay attention to what you're actually doing. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, I really want to like work hard and hustle, and I want to work out, and I want to do all these things that make me like a go-getter. And then when you look at what they're actually dedicating their time, they're waking up late, they're going out for 2-hour lunches, then they're watching TV all night. You can look at someone's calendar and you can tell exactly what their life's going to look like. If that's what you're doing and that's what you're actually dedicating your hours to, you're gonna know what your result's gonna be. Be honest with yourself. See, how are you spending your time? How do you wanna spend your time? And then put yourself in check. The next and last question is, can you show 3 easy exercise workout routines for every day? I actually have created a really cool workout video for working out from home, so you guys can click on that to check out the full thing. But if I could give you a quick recommendation on ways to easily burn some calories in your room, in your home, I highly recommend jumping jacks. They're phenomenal. Jumping jacks are something that you don't need anything. You don't even need a chair. You don't even need sneakers. You can just do them anytime. And like, actually I do them sometimes in between meetings when I'm feeling really tired and I want to jazz up my energy. When we were shooting Huda Boss 2, I used to do jumping jacks in between shooting because I'd get really tired and I want to just like energize myself. Also, push-ups are fantastic. They're wonderful. They're easy to do. Planking is amazing. It's easy. Again, you don't need anything for it. Crunches are also something super easy. Just do them in between like whatever time you have. I mean, lunges, squats, there's a lot. But these are all things that you don't need any equipment. You don't even need much space. You just need like a little bit of like personal room. And that's all you need. And you can get so many calories burnt. You can work on building your muscles and becoming stronger. So I highly recommend them. So thank you so much everyone for watching today's episode of Ask Mona. I hope you enjoyed it. This is number 3. I can't wait to keep going with this. This is again something so important to me and I really want to be able to help you guys in any way possible. I hope I'm helping and I hope you're enjoying this content. If you are, please don't forget to like this video and comment below. As always, I'm going to end this video with a quote. And I'm getting it out of my amazing book of quotes. If you guys want a book of quotes that's just awesome, I highly recommend this. It's fantastic. So I actually really like this quote and I think it's very relative for 2020. And it says, "Expect problems and eat them for breakfast" by Alfred Montepert. Honestly, 2020. It's been full of surprises, full of challenges, and yeah, just eat them for breakfast, guys. Like, expect that there's gonna be challenges, but never run away from them and face them head on, and nothing can defeat you. Only you can defeat you. So stay strong. I love you guys so much. Bye.